It's 1:32 p.m. on October 5th, 2020. You know, they said that Miguel Facusa was an aeronautical engineer. I don't know if he knew about the Lady Jet's plan. I know that there are people who have an engineering background that would look at things like dike tones and think that it would make not only a good finance scam, but that they could use it to actually bioengineer, including bioengineering women. And I think some of them actually threw in with the hope that at some point, when they became a little older, a gentleman, they might get one of those nice younger trophy wives that had been engineered to their specifications. Maybe you think that you wanted her a little more mature, and I'm just not meeting the specifications. I don't really care. But I do care about the fact that at some point the World Bank started doing its own form of deployed vehicular trafficking connected to an effort to legalize marijuana in the United States, at least, as part of a pension scheme. And I've been tracking it for several years and recording how it actually is a form of torture that, among other things, is aimed at trying to compel people to susceptibility to agreement to illegal activities. Now, if you're a refugee, this can be a big problem. In order to be able to legally immigrate, including people that have significant skills and capabilities, a good work ethic, might have otherwise had a good background, and are also trying to flee actual violence. When you encounter corrupt border guards that have been given some special mandate by the Senate to help them with their kickback package, for instance, or you encounter people in a homeless shelter that think you might fit the profile that will make one of their funders happy, so they ask you to do a special project that's against your faith tradition or your spiritual beliefs. It can be a problem to try to do what you need to do in order to be compliant with the processes you need to be compliant with in order to legally immigrate and or obtain or seek asylum. It can be a big problem. It can also be a big problem if you're trying to go through a legitimate process and you get attorneys that engage you in 100% bad faith because really they've already committed to a kickback scheme that involves leveraging one kind of bond on the kind of bond that somebody's going to try to hustle on you. Some people like Latin based names, especially if they're into bioengineering. Now, I don't know if Miguel Facusa personally was that kind of a person. I understand a little bit about him just based on having witnessed some events in his life. But I had written a follow up to two reports. Now, I've done what would have been two formal reports connected to an investigation I had requested into matters related to the former Secretary of State, who I was told I could not actually move forward with challenge regarding her relationship to energy policy initiatives because it was an election season. Well, here's the thing, at least in the United States, it seems that every damn year is part of somebody's election season. And you don't want to let certain people run for office. And you don't want to acknowledge the horrible, rampant voter fraud that has already been going on in connection with your domestic trafficking syndicate. So we're kind of at an impasse here because I'm not going to acknowledge in a sort of attempt to try to silence this because my name is Charity and somebody thought that they could traffic me as a nonprofit. That's part one.